Hey there, one more time, showing off some tickets from my, I think I'll try and get through all these on this video. So, Bloodstock 2010, there's the video for that one. Cathedral's final ever live performance. I've got some footage of that up on my channel. I had to do it really surreptitiously because I nearly got kicked out by a bouncer for, for filming. Grand Magus, Comus and Gentleman's Pistols. I got a feeling someone pulled out. I think Gentleman's Pistols had to pull out on that one. I can't remember now. Right, this is a gig. I went to see Intense because I'm like a mates with one of the guys from Intense. And it was Sabaton and Grail Nights. For some reason they decided that Intense, they wanted Intense to go on last because I think they wanted to take up a lot of time and leave Intense to play while everyone else fucked off home. But yeah, Sabaton, I've seen them about 3 times live. I just can't get on with them. They're boring. I like power metal, but they're boring. They're not at all exciting to me. I don't know why. I don't know why everyone else seems to love them. But this is not a gig ticket. This is the Rocky Horror Show from 1990. My first girlfriend, she went away to a holiday to America for a couple of weeks, and I missed her. And I bought a couple of tickets for a couple of shows for when she came home. So we went to see the Rocky Horror Show, and probably the same week we went to see The Woman in Black. Yeah, which is pretty cool. They made a film out of that as well. Right, this is an underground all-dayer metal brew held, I think, Mill Hill in London. This is from 2008. I think Cloven Hoof played this one as well, and Pagan Hall played that one as well, I think. I can't remember if I mentioned them bands on this video or the last video now. Right, Fintroll from September 2009 at the Underworld. Hammerfall at the Electric Ballroom. I think Sabaton supported that one, I think. Yeah, I believe so anyway. Right, Gamma Bomb. That's from 2009. That's the 8th of November 2009. This is the 3rd of November 2009. Absu and Pantheon 1. So a bit of thrash one night, a bit of black metal another night. And also from November, oh, this is the year before, November 2008, Napalm Death plus guests. Got a feeling that might have been the Berserker and the Rotted maybe, possibly. Right. Now, these next two, I did this before in a previous video, 2 gigs in one day, basically. So, Nocturnus were playing at the Underworld on the 18th of October. I can't remember who the supports were. They all sounded pretty good on the day. There weren't no big names. Nocturnus, bloody awesome. Love Nocturnus for, you know, really one of my favourite death metal bands. First death metal band I actually got into, actually. But just down the road, on the same night, Hail of Bullets played. Luckily, the Underworld has quite an early kick out, so as soon as they finished, me and my mate Mike got in his car. We drove straight to the to this venue, and we saw all of Hail of Bullets. I can't remember if we managed to see any of the other bands at all, but we saw all of Hail of Bullets. So that was 2 gigs on one day. Right, here's another Bloodstock ticket from 2011. I've shown a few of those off actually because they're obviously not all mine, but people I went with, I must have had their tickets for some reason. Well, here's London Death Fest 11. This is when Deranged headlined. I was thinking it was number 10. So Deranged, Desecration, Lord Arion, Warlord UK, Castrated, Putrefy, Infestation, Gorebound, Scatology and Take the Pain. And I've got footage of that up on my channel if you want to check it out. Right, Leaf Hound and Tigers of Pang Tang. I think this was like my mate Dave's birthday. Dave Sherwood, his name, used to be in Amulet. He was a drummer for Amulet for a while. Before that he jammed for a thrash band. He jammed for Virus. And it was his birthday kind of thing. He said, yeah, this is where I'm going to be hanging out for my birthday. Come down. And so a bit of new wave of British heavy metal for his birthday. It was a pretty cool gig. Skeleton Witch and Warbringer. I didn't realise I'd seen Skeleton Witch twice actually. This is from 2010. Such a bad memory. This is the Mike Alexander Memorial Show. The guy from Evil died suddenly, didn't he? Like, tragically. And there's a memorial for him at the Underworld, December 2009, with Gamma Bomb, Mutant and Seragon playing that one. Right, Bolt Thrower. That was a big old gig. That Ulu. With Benediction, Rotten Christ and the Rotted. That's from 2010. Another Red Raven Nocturnal Last Night. Flesh Rot, Basement Torture Killings, Brain Dead and Nailed. Right, this is another gathering of the clans up in Leicestershire, 2010. Woden's Throne, Ebon and the Furies, Old Corpse Road, Tormented Vision, Consecrated Flesh, Les Salabras, Iceni and Nock and Tursa. There you go, a bit of folk stuff going on there. I really enjoyed those days. A couple of times I said to the guy, why don't you do them again? And he's like, no, I can't do them, they weren't worth the money, they weren't worth the effort. Right, Candle Fest, there's a bunch of bands that were on the Candlelight Records label. This year, Winter Philith, really cool. Zerath, Oktoberfile, Eastern Front. I think the Rotted played actually, but maybe that was a different year. Right, here's our Bloodstock ticket from 2012. Talking of Bloodstock, this year's Bloodstock, I wouldn't even cross the road to go and see half of those bands. There's another one of the 2011 Bloodstock tickets. Sacred Reich from 2012. Got footage of that up on my YouTube, and there's a footage on there of my girlfriend stage diving and her son. Right, Malevolent Creation from 2011. Right, this is a gig I went all the way up to Shildon in up in the northeast near Newcastle kind of thing, Gateshead, that kind of play. Because basically a band called Horrosard that I'd loved for ages and never got to see live, reformed for a while, and they was doing the Cradle Rock Fest. It was like 2 days before my birthday, back in, I'm not even sure what year it was now, it's not on here. But yeah, and I had to go. So I must go and see them. I missed them. Oh, 2011, it says here 2011. And yeah, and my mate Kev, who used to be, he's the brother of the Horrosard guitarist, and he used to play bass in the band back when they first formed. He let me stay around his house, so that was really bloody handy. Right, this is Access All Areas Festival Tour 2006 for Onslaught. I think this was actually the launch though. I think this was the launch when they'd come back with the new album, Killing God? Is it Killing God? I can't remember now. There. This was a backstage pass for Cradle of Filth. I wasn't actually backstage with the band. I was actually DJing. There's a guy called Mike used to every week there was an event called the Devil's Church in London. For a few years he put on gigs every weekend. And a little while after he was doing that, we started doing our Monday events, the Braindead Club, and we DJ'd for him basically, just played some tracks in between bands. I think it was Cradle of Filth, and I think it was Gorgoroth starting, kicking off, and they were actually using my drummers from my band's drum kit, because we did supposed to have been a warm-up gig the night before at the Ruskin Arms, and it was going to be Sacred Sin. Well, we was going to open it, my band Suffer was going to open it, because it was really hastily kind of organised. It was going to be us, this band from Portugal called Sacred Sin, and supposedly Gorgoroth, just to get a warm-up. They took one look at the venue and they went, no, and fucked off, basically. But the next night, I think Mike offered it to us because he wanted the drum kit, basically, so he used my drummer's drum kit, and that was what got used by a couple of the bands at the gig. I think Sacred Sin were meant to have played at the Astoria on this night, but I don't think they actually got to play, I'm not too sure. But anyway, that was a gig. Can't remember who else was on that gig, but yeah, I remember playing. Oh, Primordial I think was on the bill. I remember playing Kraukan when I was DJing, like an Irish jig kind of done to metal, and the big circle pits that started out with, you know. Imagine the Irish people who come to see Primordial were having a little circle jig going on, so that's quite fun. Right, Death Angel from 2012. Slaughter Day. I have no idea what Slaughter Day was about. I'm guessing it was an all-dayer at the Purple Turtle, so I'm guessing it was some underground death metal bands. There's another. I've showed one of these before. That's the ticket for The Punisher. I went to see The Punisher back in 1990. Right, Forbidden. This is when Forbidden. Ah, yeah, this was a really cool gig. They did the whole of Forbidden Evil. It was kind of like they started off doing the whole of Twisted Into Form, and I was like, I thought I was going to do Forbidden Evil. And I was like, oh man, don't tell me they're playing. But they Twisted Into Form, which is to me far less interesting than Forbidden Evil. Forbidden Evil is like here. Twisted Into Form was about there, but Forbidden Evil was like, you know, but then they ended up playing the whole of Forbidden Evil as well, and I was like, oh yes, I was in heaven. Right, Pestilence, another cool band. This is in 2009. Primal Fear. This is Bloodstock. What is this? Oh, this is when Bloodstock was indoors. This is the indoor Bloodstock. I went there about 2 or 3 years. Went to the indoor one. And yeah, it's kind of good because you didn't have to stand out in the bloody rain. We stayed in the B&B quite close to the venue as well. Primal Fear headlined one of the stages, and My Dying Bride played on, yeah, can't remember who else played it, but yeah. Cool. Possibly Onslaught. Right, I seem to have another ticket I've showed off already, Sabaton, Ground Knights and Intense. I showed that in previously. Here's another Gathering of the Clans ticket from up in Leicester. Folk Metal UK, Gathering the Clans of Anun, Siluria, Ravenage, Aesir, Northern Oak, Jacobite, Jorvik, Alba Gubrath, Sakaris, Woden's Throne and Shallow Intentions at the Victoria's Bikers Pub in 2008. Right, Hecate Enthroned 2008. They're actually playing in September. I may go along to it. I've got 3 tickets, so I should do really. Destruction. This gig, I remember this gig I think really well. I was knackered from work, really knackered. And if I hadn't had the ticket already, I wouldn't have gone. I was just knackered. And supporting was what is the name of that death metal band from Germany? German death metal band, kind of Death and Roll. Oh, I can't remember what they're called though, but I really liked them, really enjoyed them. I bought a few of their albums after this. And basically, this is the power of metal. I went there knackered, thinking I was going to fall asleep on my feet, and I just bloody loved it. Like, I was Destruction. I was like, I know Destruction, but I don't like too familiar with their stuff. I come, you know, hadn't listened to it religiously for a while, and every song they played was like, oh yeah, I know this one, and I really got into it. This is just a flyer. I did actually show this, I think, already once. In my first video, just has to be another flyer of a death metal gig, and that's nearly it. Apart from this, this is a flyer for a gig that my band actually played at. It was a festival in Thurrock in '99, Thurrock Music Festival, August '99, and my band kicked off the metal stage, or what do they call it on here? They called it Sub-Frantic stage for rock and metal. My band Suffering kicked it off. You can see on there, there's nothing. None of the bands on there went on to superstardom at all. Let's have a look. Who did play on this? Do I actually know any of them? Maya Scene, I think, was a few people like them, but weren't my cup of tea. But anyway, yeah. So that's all my tickets. That's all my tickets. I've shown all my tickets off. Thanks to anybody who actually paid any attention to it. Knowing most of my stuff, nobody has paid any attention to it. But you know, whatever. If you show your own tickets, if you've got any tickets to show off, you've got any memories of any of these gigs, you know, feel free to comment below about them. And yeah, cheers to anybody who actually watched. And yeah, I think I've something else to do now.